Okay, family, it's December. You know what this means. It's Dad's birthday. And he's 80. He has like everything that he wants. Except, you know what he really wants to know? He wants to know that his children, that we love each other. So, let's do it. Let's prove it. Ready?
I think it's going to be super easy for us to show love to one another. Think about it. The last time we were together, the seven of us in a confined cabin at Jellystone, no fighting, no awkwardness, no bitterness. That room was filled with love. Love, love, love.
I've been trying to come up with a memory of camping because we camped not like a ton, but we camped enough that I should have a memory. And I do have some memories of like fires and riding bikes around lakeside. But I think why I want a memory is because I have that feeling inside my heart that when we were camping, we were a family. We weren't all doing the same thing all the time, but it felt like togetherness. And that's how I know that we all love each other.
See, guys, we've got the memories. I mean, the camping thing that we just did recently, that we started so long ago, is really a big part of our family, right? I mean, some of us still camp. I bought a camper because it was a really great part of family life and growing up. We've got the memories. Keep bringing them on for Dad.
One of my favorite activities is riding bikes. I love riding bikes, do it all the time. And I actually owe the credit of knowing how to ride a bike to Melinda. One day when I was like 5 years old, we were out playing in front of the garage and I was goofing around on Melinda's bike. And then she just taught me. I can so clearly remember sitting on the bike, her holding me, her pushing behind and falling. I didn't get mad. I remember not getting mad, but she was pretty diligent, didn't give up, and then Dad ran out and I think he finished up the job. But I owe the credit to riding my bike to Melinda. Thanks, Melinda.
I probably taught you how to ride a bike so that I would have a buddy to go on bikes ride with. Because for my birthday one year, I got three things: a bike, a dinner to the boathouse with mom and dad. Whoa, what a rarity! And I also got a bunny. And I remember loving my bunny so much. Didn't we all just like love our pets? Do you know who probably had the most pets at our house? Michael. He had ferrets. He had a cat. The cat, I called him Mischief. Pretty sure Michael called him Mordock. Mordock. Um, but Michael also had a bird. And I remember playing in Michael's room, probably playing He-Man, and one of us got this bright idea, probably Michael, to throw the bird across his room to each other. I say probably Michael came up with the idea because, like, you know, the science part of that, like thinking about gravity and just physics of it all. But let's turn back for a second. I probably called his cat Mischief because that's what you're known for, Michael, creating mischief.
We did have a lot of animals at the house. I think I may have been the one with the most amount of animals just because of the number of gerbils I had. But the thing that I remember most specifically about Melinda's bunny that she loved was, I think, Melanie was the one that found it in the basement, deceased. And for some reason, it scared her enough that she couldn't manage being in the same house with it, so she had to call Mr. Strasberg to come down to the house and take care of it. Yeah, there were a lot of fun memories in that house. The one that I kind of remember the most that uh, kept me laughing for every Thanksgiving was Meredith getting the second degree burns on her hands from catching the gravy. Uh, it's fun reliving that one and always teasing her for it.
Okay, Michael, at least I was trying to help the situation. I mean, there was gravy falling. Somebody had to help it. I'm not like you trying to make things harder. Who names their cat Mischief to Mordock? And I didn't mind getting dirty either, just like Madeline. Like the one time the two of us decided to have a huge mud fight in front of the garage. You know, I don't know why the pavement was like souped down so we would get a huge puddle. So we just like threw some mud in there. You guys remember the big puddle? We threw a bunch of dirt in there and then we made a mud putt. You're like covered in mud. I think Mom was actually looking out the window watching us thinking, oh, finally some peace. I get 2 minutes of peace. Where our goal was to cover ourselves head to toe in mud. Now that's family bonding.
I was in on the mud thing too. I just happened to bring skateboards. So we would get on our bellies on the skateboards and ride through those mud puddles back and forth, back and forth. Pretty sure that Mom got the skateboards from Salvation Army. Salvation Army trips remind me of Sportsplex, because she would drop us off at Sportsplex and then she'd hit the Salvation Army. So, any sports memories anyone wants to put out there?
Make things harder, Meredith? He did not make things harder for the family. In fact, Michael built stairs for Mom and Dad, for goodness sake. I don't know actually if they wanted him to or if he just did it because Michael's sort of a perfectionist. In fact, that was kind of fun growing up because one time I went for a jog, and when I was on my way home, when I was done afterwards, I wanted to measure and see how far I went. So I clicked the odometer to redo it. And later on, Michael yelled at me because Michael liked to have the odometer trip one line up with the regular one so they would go at the same time. So once I found out that was like bothersome for him, I just did what any typical sister would do, and every time I got into the car I would reset it to drive him crazy.
I do remember my strong desire for the mile trip and the odometer to match. And from what I recall, I could only get it to match like every 1,000 miles. So yeah, Melanie used to drive me crazy doing that. And fortunately today, you can't see those on the same screen. So, well, the same screen, but you have to toggle through them. So I usually trip them when I get gas and when I change the oil. And I did try to make things easier at the house to fix things. In fact, I remember this one time that the Mazda 626, the 89, Melanie and I were sharing it, and I told her that there was some damage done to the drive shaft. The boot had broken and water had gotten in there and started to wear away at the metal where the axle would rotate. So I said, you probably shouldn't take it. At any time you could turn a wheel too hard and it'll break. So don't. If you're going to take it, don't take any sharp turns, and I got to get it to the fort so I can fix it. I think I was waiting on the partner or something like that. And she takes it out, brings it home, still running, and then she decides she's going to yank the wheel and turn it into the driveway in the garage, and sure enough, it breaks. I think we had to get it towed and towed to the fort so I could fix it.
Oops. I don't remember that.
I never understood how and why you messed with Michael. Like, I just remember being really scared to do that, to mess with him. Like, I think I would have ideas, but I wouldn't even like finish my thought because I would not want to mess with him. But you know, I think what it comes down to is just like your confidence. I love that Michael, like, he's not a I appreciate his, he's not a perfectionist, but I appreciate his, like, Michael, I appreciate how you want to do things the very best that you can. And Melanie, when I think a little bit about how you used to mess with Michael and I couldn't grasp that. I think it was just like confidence. You just like had so much confidence. You weren't scared of him. You knew yourself. You knew like you could push his buttons and nothing wasn't going to happen. And I still actually really, really admire that about you. I think you have a lot of confidence, and you You just are you give off these confident vibes, and I love that about you.
Brave? What are you talking about? You guys played the spitting game with Michael. I walked away from that stuff. Gross. When he would like pin you down and like be over top of you with the spit coming out. So gross. Who taught him that though? Dad? Was that Dad?
One thing that I experienced that I don't think the rest of you got to experience was something that started in elementary school and then it really kicked in middle school and high school, was just like, I got a new teacher and they're like, another Reed? Like, are you really? It's an M. So obviously you're another Reed of the Reed family. Like, how many M's are there?
No idea what you're talking about, Madeline. I mean, no experience is the firstborn. Proud to be a Reed though. And you guys, you're welcome for setting a good foundation, good standard for you guys to meet so that other people expected the best from you.
What the heck? Nobody's gonna even respond about a sports memory? Why? Because I said it? The middle child? I get it. Everybody ignores the middle child. Dad understands.
Happy birthday, Dad.
8 decades. I've only lived through 4. I can't imagine living through another 4. Happy birthday, Dad. I've noticed the older you get, the less you say you're going to miss us when you're gone. I think the reality gets a little bit too close. I love you. Your family loves you. Your kids love you. Your grandkids love you. I hope you can see the legacy that you've built through them, through us, and down to our children. Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Dad. I hope your day's awesome, just like you.
I hope we prove to you that we like each other, or at least that we enjoyed growing up together, or that we have some good memories, or crazy memories, or annoying memories, or just memories. Happy birthday, Dad. I love you. Dad, growing up, you always said that we would never know how much you love us until we have our own kids. And now it's our turn to say, we know how much you love us, and we love you. We hope you know how much we love you. I love you, Dad. Happy birthday.